Good morning, Eastwood kids. Pastor Jeff here with another Kidsvid. It's really great to be with you today. I wanted to ask you if you have ever seen the movie Happy Feet. Are you familiar with this movie? It's one of my favorites. It's about this little penguin, and his name is Mumble. And Mumble's a little different than the other penguins. See, most of the penguins in Mumble's town, they sing what they call their heart song. But when Mumble comes out, he is not a singer. Mumble is a tap dancer. Instead of the melody in the music, what he hears is the rhythm, the rather than the la 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 la. And when he tries to sing, Mumble's voice is really bad, and it makes everybody plug their ears because it's so bad. Now, because Mumble is different, he has some problems because he would rather dance than sing. But everybody else has always sung. And so this guy, Noah, he's kind of the old leader of the group. And you can see a picture of Noah right here, above my finger. That's Noah. He's kind of a grumpy old penguin. And he insists that if Mumble can't sing like everybody else, then he can't be part of the penguin colony. And so Mumble ends up leaving the colony. And he meets up a lot of neat new friends on the way, and frankly, we have a big adventure, and you really need to watch it to see the adventure. But the funny thing is, the whole colony has been struggling because they've been running out of food, because the people, the humans, have been fishing for all of the fish in that area, and the penguins haven't been able to get enough fish to feed their babies. And they were worried they were going to starve. And the funny thing is, because Mumble gets driven out, because he ends up meeting people and showing them the dancing, the people pay attention and discover his colony. And he goes back, sees everybody. And the humans, they stop overfishing that area, and Mumble ends up saving the very people that drove him out, his family, his colony. And it ends with this really happy story of Mumble back with his mom and dad and the other penguins that he grew up with. And Noah, the grumpy old guy, he admits he was wrong. Now, I see some similarities between Jesus and Mumble in this movie. Jesus had a message that certain older people who they were there to maintain the integrity of the faith. Well, they just did not see where this young upstart could change things. They got so mad at Jesus that they killed him. And yet, Jesus didn't just die. He came back from the dead because he was God. And he didn't come back and get angry and rain wrath on the people who killed him. In fact, what Jesus said when he was alive and after he came back was, we are supposed to love those people that hurt us. We're supposed to pray for our enemies and love them. Just like Mumble ended up saving everyone else, Jesus comes back and saves us, even though sometimes we don't think about him or treat him very well. Jesus asks us one simple thing. Well, okay, Jesus asks us a lot of things. But Jesus says, imitate me. And so when I say love your neighbors and love your enemies, well, that's a hard thing to do. Because honestly, we all get mad at somebody sometimes, right? We all get grumpy because they make us do something we don't feel like doing, or they take something of ours. If you've ever had a friend who's taken a toy from you, boy, that can be really frustrating. Or maybe even worse, a little brother or sister, or an older brother or an older sister. Sometimes we get mad at our moms and dads. But Jesus tells us that we always need to love them. Now, there are some people that you shouldn't trust, and that's okay too. People that have hurt you physically, you need to be careful with that and should always talk to people you trust about that. But in general, We should love our neighbors. We should also try and love those people we're angry with. Doesn't mean that we necessarily let them hurt us, but we certainly need to do our best to love them. I know this is sometimes a little confusing, but the good news is you have people in your life you can trust to talk about these questions. And so I would encourage you to do that. But remember, just because somebody makes you angry doesn't mean they're necessarily bad guys. And we should never stop loving them. Who knows? Someday you may have the opportunity to help them, and they may realize, like Noah the penguin, that they were wrong to treat you the way they did, or that they were wrong to think about you the way they did. And that's okay. We hope everybody eventually gets to that point where they admit they're wrong when they're wrong, and that they love other people right, the way Jesus would love them. Well, if you get a chance, watch this movie. It's a great movie, and I hope you'll enjoy it. There's also a Happy Feet 2, and that's a really good movie too. I hope you have a great week, kids. Blessings and love you. Bye-bye.